Let me tell you something right now. Before you scroll past this video, before you convince yourself this isn't for you, before that little voice in your head says, "Oh, this is just another one of those videos," stop. Just stop right there. Because what I'm about to tell you in the next 20 minutes could be the very thing your grandmother prayed for on her knees, the thing your mother whispered about when she thought nobody was listening, and the thing you have been secretly dreaming about at 2 in the morning when the bills are stacked on the counter and your bank account looks like a phone number, missing most of its digits. God is about to make you the first millionaire in your family. And I know that sounds wild. I know it sounds like something you'd put on a bumper sticker or embroider on a throw pillow, but I mean it with everything in me, and by the time we're done here, you're going to mean it too. Now let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you told someone about your dream, your real dream, the big one, the scary one, and they looked at you with that face? You know the face I'm talking about. That slow nod, the kind smile, the eyes that say, "Oh, bless your heart," but the mouth says, "That's nice, just make sure you have a backup plan." Yes, that face. The face that has been the silent assassin of more destinies than any recession, any bad economy, or any stock market crash in the history of human civilization. That face has killed more millionaires before they were born than anything else on this planet. And you've been carrying that face around with you. It's been living rent-free in your head, and let me tell you, it has not been a good tenant. It leaves messes everywhere. But here is the thing about you, and I know this because you are still watching. You have not given up. Oh, they thought you would. Some of them even waited for it. They were ready with the, "I told you so." But you're still here, still dreaming, still searching, still hungry. And that hunger, my dear, that is not an accident. That hunger was placed inside of you on purpose by a God who does not make mistakes and does not plant seeds in soil that cannot grow. Let me tell you about the family you come from. Not the one on paper, not the one with the complicated history and the holiday dinners that sometimes go sideways. I mean the spiritual lineage you come from. You come from a God who spoke light into darkness, who made something from nothing, who took a shepherd boy and made him a king, who took a woman who couldn't have children and made her the mother of nations, who took a man in a pit, sold by his own brothers for 20 pieces of silver, and made him second in command of the most powerful nation on earth. That is the God who is working on your behalf. And you're out here worried about what Karen from accounting thinks of your business idea. Now let's get serious for a moment, because I love you too much to just tickle your ears. The reason you are not yet the millionaire in your family is not because God is withholding. It is not because you are not smart enough, not talented enough, not connected enough, or not from the right neighborhood. The reason is something far simpler and far more fixable, and it comes down to one word: consciousness. Your money consciousness, specifically. And before you roll your eyes and say, "Here we go with the woo-woo stuff," just stay with me, because I am going to show you how this is more practical than anything you have ever been taught in school, which, let's be honest, taught you how to be an excellent employee, but absolutely nothing about building wealth. They taught you cursive. They did not teach you compound interest. We should talk about that. Here is the truth that will set you free. Your outer world is always, always, always a reflection of your inner world. This is not a motivational slogan. This is a law, as fixed and as reliable as gravity. If you drop something right now, it falls down. It does not fall up because you're having a good day. It does not float sideways because Mercury is in retrograde. It falls down because that is the law. In the same way, if your inner world is full of fear about money, beliefs that wealth is for other people, the belief that rich people are greedy, and that wanting more makes you shallow, then your outer world will dutifully, obediently, and without fail produce exactly that reality. Your subconscious mind is not your enemy. It is actually your most loyal servant. The problem is you have been giving it terrible instructions. Think about it this way. Your subconscious mind is like the most advanced GPS system ever created, but you have been typing in the wrong destination for years. You've been saying, "I want to be rich," with your mouth, while typing, "I don't deserve this. Money is hard to get. People like me don't make it into the system." And your subconscious, faithful and diligent as it is, drives you exactly where you told it to go, right back to broke. Not because it hates you, because it loves you enough to follow instructions. And where do these instructions come from? They come from every conversation you overheard as a child. Every time someone said, "We can't afford that." Every time money was discussed in hushed, anxious tones, like it was something shameful. Every time you watched the adults around you work themselves to exhaustion and still not have enough. Your little brain, that beautiful sponge, recorded all of it, filed it away, built a belief system around it. And that belief system has been running your finances ever since, mostly without your permission or your awareness. Now here is where it gets good. Because what has been programmed can be reprogrammed. What has been written can be rewritten. And this right here, is where your story diverges from everyone who came before you in your family. Not because you are better than them, Lord, no. Those people worked harder than you and I will ever fully understand. They carried burdens we will never know the weight of. But they did not have what you have right now, which is the awareness. The knowledge that the game can be changed from the inside out. And once you know that, once you truly know it, you cannot unknow it. You're free. So let me give you the framework. I call it the 3-part shift, and it works whether you are spiritual, scientific, or somewhere in the middle, eating snacks and keeping your options open. The first part is the shift in declaration. Words are not just sounds. They are not just air moving through your vocal cords. Words are creative forces. Every great spiritual tradition in human history has understood this. In the beginning was the Word. The universe was spoken into existence. Now, I'm not asking you to believe in any particular theology. I'm asking you to look at the science. Studies in psycholinguistics, that's the study of how language affects the brain, consistently show that the words we use shape our neural pathways. When you habitually say things like, "I'm broke," "I'll never get ahead," or my personal favorite, "Money doesn't grow on trees," "Thank you, parents," everywhere you are, literally, physically, neurologically, hardwiring limitation into your brain. But the opposite is also true. When you begin to speak differently, when you begin to declare what you intend rather than what you fear, you start rewiring those pathways. You start creating what ancient wisdom calls a new vibration and what modern neuroscience calls new neural connections. They're talking about the same thing. The mystic and the scientist just have different wardrobes. So starting today, I want you to change your declarations. Not in a fake, pretend, nothing is wrong kind of way. You do not need to stand in front of your empty refrigerator and say, "I have abundance," while your stomach growls at you in 3-part harmony. That's not faith. That's delusion. And delusion has a terrible track record. What I'm talking about is speaking to the vision, not the current circumstance. There's a difference between where you are and where you are going, and you must learn to speak from the destination, not the departure point. Try this. Instead of, "I'm trying to make more money," say, "Wealth flows to me easily and from multiple directions." Instead of, "I hope I can afford that someday," say, "I am becoming someone who can afford anything aligned with my purpose." Instead of, "I don't know if this business will work," say, "I have the wisdom, the resources, and the divine guidance to build something remarkable." Say it out loud. Right now, if you're somewhere you can do that without people calling for a wellness check. Say it, because your ears are listening, even when no one else is. The second part of the shift is the shift in expectation. There is a remarkable thing that happens when you truly expect something. Not just hope for it, not just wish for it on your birthday candles, but genuinely expect it the way you expect the sun to rise tomorrow. You begin to see it. You begin to move toward it. You begin to make decisions aligned with it. Psychologists call this the Pygmalion effect, or the expectancy theory, the phenomenon where our expectations quite literally shape our reality by changing our behavior, our perception, and the signals we send to other people. When you walk into a room expecting opportunity, you find it. When you walk into that same room expecting rejection, you find that too. Same room, Same people. Different expectation. Different result. Now expectation has to be built. It doesn't just appear overnight, especially if you've had years of disappointment, reinforcing the belief that good things happen to other people. So you build it the same way you build muscle, slowly, consistently, and with evidence. Start collecting evidence of God's provision in your life. I don't care how small it is. Your car started this morning? Evidence. Someone bought you lunch? Evidence. You found $1 in an old jacket? Evidence that money flows to you. You got an unexpected discount? Evidence. Build your case. Keep a record of it. Because what you focus on expands, and when you start focusing on the ways the universe is already conspiring in your favor, you will be astonished at how many ways you've been blessed that you simply weren't paying attention to because you were too busy cataloging your problems. The third part of the shift is the shift in action. And this is where a lot of the manifestation crowd loses me a little, because they want to talk about vision boards and frequency forever without mentioning that faith without works is, as someone far wiser than me once said, dead. You must move. You must act. You must do the thing even when it is uncomfortable, especially when it is uncomfortable, because discomfort is just the feeling of your old self resisting being replaced by the new one. Discomfort is not a stop sign. It is a signpost. It means you're in the right territory. Here is what I've seen happen again and again with people standing on the edge of their breakthrough. They do everything right. They shift their words. They shift their expectations. They do the inner work. And then the moment comes, the opportunity knocks. The door opens. The connection is made, and they hesitate. They say, "Let me think about it." They say, "Maybe I'm not ready yet." They say, "Let me do a little more research." And the moment passes. Because moments, like buses, do not wait. And God, in my experience, is not in the business of opening the same door 47 times. He opens it. He expects you to walk through it. That is called partnership. That is called co-creation. That is what it means to walk by faith. So when your moment comes, and it is coming, I promise you it is coming, you must be the kind of person who moves, who says yes before they feel ready, who starts before they have all the resources, who sends the email, makes the call, launches the page, opens the account, has the conversation. Done imperfectly is 1,000 times more powerful than perfect and not done. The world has enough perfect plans sitting in notebooks. It is desperately short on people willing to execute imperfect ones with faith and fire. Now let's talk practically for a minute, because I want you to leave here with something you can do today, not someday. There are 3 actions I want you to take before you go to sleep tonight. The first one is to write down your millionaire declaration. Not a goal, a declaration. Not, I want to make $1 million, but I am the first millionaire in my family. This wealth flows through me to bless generations. I receive it with gratitude, wisdom, and purpose. Write it by hand. There is something about writing by hand that engages your subconscious differently than typing. It's slower, more intentional, more permanent feeling to your brain. Write it and put it somewhere. You will see it every single morning. The second action is to identify one financial fear you have been feeding and starve it. What is the story you keep telling yourself about money? That you're bad with it, that it always runs out, that it comes and goes, that you're just not the type. Find it, name it, write it down, and next to it, write the opposite truth, not as a lie, but as an intention, as a seed. Because seeds don't look like trees. They look like seeds. And yet, the third action is to take one small step toward your wealth vision today. Just one. It does not have to be monumental. It does not have to make sense to anyone else. Open that savings account you've been putting off. Research that business idea for 30 minutes. Reach out to that person you've been meaning to connect with. Buy the domain name for the business. Read one chapter of one book about wealth building. One step today. Because momentum is built from small steps, not giant leaps. And because God rewards motion, He is not impressed by plans. He is moved by steps. Let me tell you about the generations behind you right now. because I want you to feel the weight and the glory of what you are carrying. Somewhere in your family tree, there is someone who prayed, who got on their knees in a small room or a big field or somewhere in between, and they asked God for a better life, for their children, for their children's children, for the ones they would never meet. They planted that prayer like a seed, and that prayer has been working its way up through the soil of generations. It has passed through every hardship, every setback, every almost made it, every so close, and then every time someone in your family got to the edge of breakthrough and didn't quite make it across. That prayer is still in motion, and it is entirely possible, it is spiritually and practically possible that you are the answer to that prayer, that you are the one this whole chain of prayer and sacrifice and resilience was building toward. That is not pressure, that is purpose. There is a difference. Pressure comes from outside and tries to crush you. Purpose comes from inside and tries to expand you. What you are feeling right now, if you're feeling something, that stirring, that recognition, that little fire that just got a little bit bigger, that is purpose saying hello. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, this sounds beautiful, but you don't know my situation. And you're right, I don't. I don't know if you're in debt. I don't know if you're between jobs. I don't know if the last 3 years have taken things from you that still hurt when you think about them. I don't know if you've tried before and it didn't work, and you're a little bit guarded right now because you cannot afford another disappointment, literally or emotionally. I don't know the specifics of your story, but I know this. The fact that you clicked on this video, that you are still here 20 minutes in, that something in you responded to the title, that something in you said, yes, that could be me. That is not an accident. There are no accidents. You are here because there is something in you that refuses to accept that the life you've been living is the fullness of what you were made for. And that refusal, that is God. That is grace. That is the divine restlessness that has kept every great person in history moving forward when every sensible person would have stopped. Abraham left his hometown not knowing where he was going. Can you imagine? No GPS, no Google Maps. Just go, and I will show you. Moses stood in front of a sea with an army behind him. Not exactly what the textbooks would call a sound strategic position. David walked toward a giant with a sling and 5 smooth stones. And in the natural, in the logical, in the reasonable, sensible, this is how the world works understanding of things they should all have failed. But they didn't, because they were not operating in the natural alone. They were operating in partnership with a God who specializes in the impossible and finds the improbable downright charming. You are not too late. You did not miss your window. You are not too old, too young, too broke, too uneducated, too whatever your specific flavor of too is. God is not wringing his hands looking at your life and saying, oh, this one's too complicated, I don't know. He is not confused about your case. He has not run out of ideas for you. He has not given your blessing to someone more deserving. He is waiting, with what I imagine is a great deal of divine patience and love, for you to get into agreement with what he has already decided about you. And what has he decided? That you are enough, that you are equipped, that the wealth, the opportunity, the right connections, the ideas, the strategies, and the supernatural favor needed to build something extraordinary are all already in motion on your behalf. Your job is not to make it happen. Your job is to get out of your own way and let it happen. Your job is to align your thoughts, your words, your actions, and your expectations with the reality that is already being prepared for you. Your job is to be a good receiver, because God has never had a supply problem. The problem has always been on the receiving end. So, here is what I need you to do. I need you to make a decision right now. Not a resolution, not a wish, not a I'll try to, a decision. Decisions have a different energy than wishes. A wish says, maybe someday, if things work out. A decision says, this is the direction I am moving in, and I will figure out the how as I go. Decide that you are going to be the one in your family who breaks the pattern, the one who builds something that outlasts you, the one whose grandchildren tell stories about, The first one who made it all the way to the other side of financial freedom, not just visited it in dreams. Decide it, declare it, act on it. And when it gets hard, not if, when, because it will come back to this video. Play it again. Let me remind you who you are and why you started. Share it with the person in your family who's also dreaming but might be losing steam. Send it to the friend who needs to hear that their dreams are not too big. They're just too important to give up on. Before you go, I want you to do one thing in the comments. Just one thing. Write first. That's it. Just the word first. First millionaire in your family. First one across. First one in a new chapter of your family's story. Because there is power in declaration. And there is something remarkable about a community of firsts. Finding each other, encouraging each other, and watching each other win. And if this video moved something in you, if it shifted something, if it gave you even one tool or one moment of, yes, that's me, that's my time, then please share it. Not for my sake, but because somewhere out there is another first-generation millionaire in the making who is about to close this app and go back to sleep on their destiny. And your share might be the thing that wakes them up. Subscribe, stay close, because this is not a one-time conversation. This is a journey, and we are going together. I am invested in your story. I am believing for your breakthrough. And I am absolutely certain, with the kind of certainty that doesn't need evidence, because it comes from a place deeper than logic, that the wealth, the joy, the freedom, and the legacy you have been dreaming about is not a fantasy. It is a prophecy, and it is looking for you just as hard as you are looking for it. Now go, take your step, make your declaration, receive your blessing. The first millionaire in your family is you, and your time is not coming. Your time is now.